In the name of God, hello dear friends, I am Daniel Bagharzadeh and here we have another training part of Revit software. Today we're gonna have the ways that we can use the tools of circulation panel. Some tools like ramp, stair, and also railing, which to be able to have them correctly, you need to consider some principles. There are some techniques which you need to know them, but they are really easy. If you know them well, then you will be able to have them in all projects easily. And you can have your ramp, for example, according to standards and the things which you desire. And you can have the stairs with some special details. For example, you can design your fence and railing, or you can use the items which they are already in Revit software. The first item here in this part is ramp. At first we talk about ramp and stair, then we will learn how to work and how to draw railing in Revit software. Okay, here in level 1 I drew this ramp to be able to talk about its formulation. But first let's have the drawing. When you click on the ramp, you can draw it in two different ways. When you want to draw a ready ramp, you just need to click and the start and end point of the ramp are there. Then OK. And in this way you can have a ramp, as you can see, like this here in Revit software. And after that, here you can have some controls. For example, you can consider a level for the base. I mean the base level and top level, and also base offset, or here top offset. We can change them, which you know them because they are similar for all tools and we don't need to have too much focus on them. And here with this one, we can have the ramp with an arc, which the start and end points are defined, and click on OK to have it like this, which is from level 1 till level 2 as defaults. And there are some railings as defaults, but here we can design, we can draw the ramp, we can have it manually, which here in draw panel, when we want to have a ready ramp, we need to have this item run. Then these two modes are available here to draw the ready ramps. Here we just need to control the radius of this arc, or here the length of it. But how we can have some L-shaped ramps, or how we can have fillet at turns of the ramps. Guys, here we have two elements. One of them is boundary and the other one is razor. With boundary, you can draw the plan of your ramp, the total shape of it. Right now, here, the boundary of this ready ramp, which I drew here, is this left side and this right side. I mean, when we want to draw this ramp manually, we need to draw it here like this, but we should not have boundary lines for start and end sections of the ramp. I should delete these two lines, and here we have razor. Guys, we also have these two tools for stairs exactly like this. They're similar. The razors which you draw will be considered as base of the steps. And here we have this ramp. Okay, there are some small tips which you have them when you want to draw a ramp. As in instance, you drew this ramp and instead of this direction, you want to have the opposite direction of it. So here in plan, select the ramp. Here you have a arrow. It flips the up direction. When you select it, the direction of your ramp will be flipped. Now it has the opposite of the previous direction. And I can do it here as well. When I click on this arrow, I can have it in opposite direction. Even this one, as you can see, up is at this side. And when you click on the ramp, you can control the texts which are on the ramp. As in instance, here I can change the text of up here. You can even choose to have it or not. When I deselect the label of up, as you can see here in this checkbox, this word is not here anymore. If I want, I should select the checkbox again to have it there. And here, show up arrow. Let me change this to fine. But this ramp might have some problems about showing the direction. Okay, these are the ways which you can draw the ramps, but there are some more things which you need to consider them. For example, here you can control the width of your ramp. I change it to 2.20, and as you can see, its width is more here. And we can also control it manually like this. Right now, how we can have an L-shaped ramp? Here I draw it like this, and here I select the line again. I draw the boundary with this distance and 1.5 offset here and here. Then razor. Okay, you need to be careful in drawing the ramps manually. The lines must be closed and you need to avoid overlapping. But as you can see, in this kind of ramps, there is a problem about the turn, and you need to control the razor lines. See what happened here? There's a curve, and it's not okay. In this situation, we need to consider station, or for example, I can have 2 razor lines here, and after that, as you can see, the problem is solved. But here, the railing is not correct. And when I use because, the railing is not correct. But to solve this problem, we need to have the topic of railing. It's not really difficult, but we will have it in railing. We just need to edit the drawing of the railing. As you can see, we can have this to solve this problem, or I can put this here to have this time here. See? It will be like this, but sometimes it doesn't work correctly. You need to be careful about the platforms, or for example, let me change this. I change its length like this, also here. And this time fillet, which this form is common, and here we need to be careful about the razor as well. I put them at the beginning and end section of the arcs, then okay. But here the ramp is too long. If you see that these lines are straight somewhere, it's because of this long length. But as you can see, you can draw different ramps like this. And right now this slope is not standard here, but it's just an example to teach you how to draw your desired ramp. You can have some lines like this sometimes, but without some special considerations, there is a high probability of twisting. Right now it's twisted and its shape is not correct. So you need to be careful about this. You need to have the razors correctly. For example, right now, when it's straight like this, but when I change it to this, and another one here, it's perpendicular to the arc, and one more razor here, these lines will be here like this, and they solve the problem. It's not good, but we can control this problem like this. So be careful about using razors when you want to draw some ramps. And without any platform and razor, let's take a look at it. Okay. Here, it's like this, and as you can see there is a slope and curve here, which it should not be like this. But right now this ramp has too much slope and it's too long. The scales are not okay, and let me delete it. Let me tell you something else, and then we will continue the ramp. When you want to draw a ramp, a straight ramp with line, and when you want to control the slope with standards and correctly, which the standard amount of slope for parkings is 15%, what can we do to have it? Okay, here we have this example. You can see it, analyze it, and understand its total shape and structure. Then we can have more examples according to this. Guys, when you want to have a ramp with standards and with some lines, when you run the ramp, let me have this level. I use ramp. Here we have two items, which the first one is the total length of the ramp according to percentage and the difference in height. And the next one is ramp max slope, which according to the percentage which you have for your ramp, it will calculate the percentage of the slope of your ramp. But first we need to control maximum incline length. Then after that we can have ramp max slope. Okay, but how we can have these calculations? Right here in this view, the lines are a little faded. It's okay. Guys, here you have this height difference for your ramp, which is between point A to B, for example. The height difference is this, h, which currently it's 3.20 or 320 centimeters. Okay, when we want to have a ramp with 15%, what can we do? Okay, first of all, we need to have maximum incline length. And to have this here in this section, this number 320 should be divided into the desired percentage of the ramp. And you want to have 15%. It means for each meter length, there should be 15 centimeter height. 1 meter forward, 15 centimeters upward. And this is 15 centimeter incline. And when we have centimeter, I need to have calculator. How big is this calculator? Okay, I control it and put it here. This 3.20, which is equal to 320 centimeters, divided by 15, 21.33. We can round it to 34. The maximum incline length is 21.34. Okay, this is the length for a ramp with 15%. And to have the percentage of this section, we should divide this length, which we just found it, this time with meter. It should be divided by this height. This number, which is here, let me have it one more time. 21.34 divided by 3.20. Okay, 6.66. We can round it 6.67. Here 6.67. Okay, so right now when we want to have a 15% ramp from level 0 till 3.20, the length of it, which Revit software calculated, is almost 20 meters, and this value is the max slope. And right now when this ramp has changed, now it's correct with 15%. Okay, when I put this value here one more time, let's duplicate it to save the previous ramp. Duplicate, and here 21.34, and here 6.67. But this value is similar for all 15% ramps. The only thing which changes according to your height difference is this length. Okay, when I draw the ramp here, as you can see, it will consider these values automatically. This 3.34, and we can also control the width of the ramp. Here, for example, 2.5. Then here in this view, let's check this ramp. Let me move this, then I remove the railings and I delete these extra things. Let me check the percentage of this ramp which we just drew, because it's from point A to B and it's correct. So here in Annotate, I select Spot Slope to be able to know about this slope, which I set it in percentage. And as you can see, we can see the slope here easily, 15%. Spot slope, which we talked about these dimensions. When you want to control it to set it in percentage, you should select it, then in Edit Type, and here Unit Format, you can change this to percentage. And then this unit symbol, change it to percentage. And we can also set it in degrees. Then you can have your slope in degrees. But for ramp, we need to have it in percentage to be able to see the percentage of the ramp. So in this way, with these things, we could draw the ramp easily. And now you need to be careful when you have a percentage. If you change this, or if you didn't change it, and you want to draw a shorter ramp, for example, like this, as you can see, it won't be high as the next level. Let me delete this and have another view. As you can see, this ramp is not high enough to be in next level. Why? Because according to the slope and the length which we have here, it cannot be in next level. What can we do to solve this problem? When we want to have the ramp with desired length and some special percentage in slope. Sometimes we just want to connect two levels to each other with a ramp. We don't care about the length. Here we just need to change this ramp max slope to 1. And then okay. In this way, it doesn't care about the percentage of the slope. As you can see, it just connects this ramp to next level. As you can see, like this. Right now it's shorter than the other ramp, but the height is the same, with more slope. But sometimes you might draw some ramps with these settings, but it won't be connected to next level. Like this, for example. Why it's not connected to next level? It's obvious, because your length here is less than the height difference. Here the height is 3.20 and the length of this ramp is 2.80. So it's not possible. You need to make it longer. Right now it's 4, and as you can see, it's okay. Okay, there are some other settings about the ramp. Here in Edit Type of the ramp, in the Type Properties, you can change some special things. As in instance, the shape of the ramp. Right now it's on solid, which is like this. When I change it to thick, the ramp will be like a surface. And here in thickness, you can have some controls. Here I want to have 30 centimeter, for example, as thickness. And here is its function related to quantification and the charts. It's interior or exterior. Here you can select one of them as the function of the ramp to report it. You can select interior or exterior. And also its graphic, the text on the ramp, and the font, and also the material. This plane or the solid ramp, no matter which one is your ramp, you can control its material how you like. And here is dimension, which we talked about at the beginning, related to calculating the length and the slope of the ramp with percentage. And there's no any special thing, just the railing, which you can control and select the type of the railing for your ramp after drawing the ramp, which here I select glass panel bottom fill. Then when I draw the ramp, the railings will be what I selected. And let me have this line like this, and okay. Right now, as you can see, the railings of this ramp are changed to what I selected. If we want, we can change it again, or we can even delete them. Okay, it was ramp and railing in Revit software. We learned how to draw the ramp manually, or how to use ready ramps in the projects, and also calculating the length and slope of the ramps. Let's have a short break, then we will have stair in Revit software.